Well, usually I do a night update, but now it's a morning update. But I haven't talked for the last days. So the last day with my host family, I still have my diary, trying to remember. Um, but yeah, it was kind of a long drive. If I would have known it was such a long drive, I would just have been like, nah, it's fine, we don't have to go. But it was still fun to see the same place I was at like 7 years ago. But yeah, it's a shame the place where I bought my backpack wasn't there anymore, because I had been looking forward to going into the store and say, hey, look, I'm still wearing your backpack, 7 years later. I use it almost every day still, that would have been cool. Um, but yeah, and then we ate very tasty dinner together, and we talked a bit, and then yeah, that was kind of it. Um, and yeah, the next day at the Shinkansen, it was nice. They both bought the platform ticket to go, because you cannot go down to the trains otherwise, and paid for that just so they could say, goodbye. And it's so funny because it was like 5 minutes until the train was gonna come. So we were just standing there like, just waiting for it to be like 30 seconds left so we could say goodbye. It was kind of weird. But yeah, we said goodbye, and they thought it was nice that I had been there, and I said thank you for everything and like that. And then you saw the video where they were like waving through the Shinkansen window. That was so cute because I didn't see it first, and then I just saw two heads and two arms waving. I was like, it's them, hello, hi. So that was really nice. And then yeah, I mentioned it very hastily in a short, but then on the train, like mid train, these two guys showed up, but I just talked really with one of them. But it was really nice, and they were gonna go to like a muscle bar where the strong girls are, like the strong Japanese girl, and if you pay them, they slap you, and if you pay them, they can also carry you. And I was like, that sounds like fun. But he was gonna go there with like his old friends. He lived here for a few years back, so it's like, I don't want to come and destroy your reunion with your friends, so I'm not even gonna ask if I can join you. And also because the plan was to meet some other people and eat dinner together with them, but that didn't happen because I wasn't here. No, but I had to go and buy internet, otherwise I could not make these crisp videos for you right now. So I would just have 1 week's worth of videos in Tokyo to fix when I come back to Sweden, and that's too much work, man. That's like days of work. Really, it would be a lot of videos. So I want to do it every day, because if I save up for a few days, it's a mess, really. And it takes longer time because I really have to scroll for everyone. So yeah, but that was super nice. And then he was busy with other friends the other day, so I was like, god damn it. Because it would just have been so cool if we, just hang out and did something. But it was really nice, and it was nice to talk with someone. And like the Shinkansen back, like I showed you the map, but from Osaka to Fukuoka it took me 15 hours. Now it took me 5 hours to go pretty much double that distance. So that's just, yeah. Because yeah, the Shinkansen goes fast, but it doesn't feel like it's like this, I don't know, super train from 500 years into the future. It doesn't feel like that. It's like, yeah, it's a train, it's fast, whatever. But it really is fast. But also it doesn't stop at many stations, so I guess that counts as well. But yeah, so I just came here, changed my clothes, went out again, and went to Harajuku. It was weird being back there, because the first time I was there with the group of girls, and it was so much more fun with them. And I was like, I'm so happy went there with them. Because if I would have gone to Harajuku alone, I don't think I would have found it fun. I don't think it would have been fun. It wasn't fun this time around. It's just like, meh. I will go back to Ingni. Same company that made this one I'm wearing right now, actually. But they just had the same clothes they had 3 months ago. I'm like, god damn it! Why haven't you updated your collection? And then, oh my god, it was yesterday. Really? Is it the 7th today? Oh, well, I guess. Yeah, it has to be. Okay, it was yesterday. So weird. It does not... time. But I saw the Hachiko. I saw the Hachiko statue, so that was really fun. Because I wanted to see it, and I said it to the Singapore guy on the train, and he's like, why? It's just a statue, it's just there. It's like, but I want to see it. Why you not let me see the statue? I mean, yeah, it is just a statue, but it's kind of what it means. And then, you know, it's just stupid. It's literally just stupid. But it's for me to be able to say, you know, if someone mentions, oh, have you seen Hachiko? Have you seen the movie? Oh, isn't it sad? Or oh, do you know the story of Hachiko? You know, sometime that will come up in my life. Before I die, it will come up again, you know. And then I can say, yeah, I've actually been there where that station is, you know, where his statue stands. And that's, I think that's really cool. To be able to say like, oh, I've seen those famous places or places mentioned or, yeah. So that was nice. Yeah, I found my awesome cookies. The knives, I've talked enough about the knives. You don't need to hear more about it. But I'm super... Jo, vänta. Förresten. I forgot to tell you one thing about the knives. The small one I bought. Because I bought it and then one of the people in the store said, like, oh, god damn it, I was planning to buy it. I mean, he was staff. He was working at the store. But I was like, but you have more knives, you have more of the same, you can just buy another one. He's like, no, that's the last. I was like, oh, is it? You don't say. So he said, yeah, maybe we'll get a new one eventually, but it will take time. And he said like, oh, I'm quite sure you got that one for a good price, because that price on that knife, it's like from 10 years ago. And I mean, I do like the sound of that. So then... Because the small one was 14,000 yen. And then 14,000 yen, and that is about 1,200 kronor. And then you also have to think about it was tax free. So I think it would be like around 1,100, so 1,000 Swedish krona. Or 1,100. That I paid for the small one, and then he looked it up in Australian dollars, and that's around 2,000 Swedish krona. So it was like, what the fuck? Because he looked up, he found an exact same one at an Australian page, because he said Australia it's cheaper than Sweden. So if the knife would have been bought elsewhere, that's not Japan or Australia, it would probably have been even more expensive. But I was like, 2,000? So it's like basically I got it for half the price from what I would have bought it at, you know, in Australia or something. So it's like, oh, I also made a great deal. Oh, you don't say. Oh, well, that's nice. So I'm super happy he showed me that. I mean, that's always nice, you know, like, because it's like half the price, man. Yeah, and it was super pretty. Because I liked all the knives, but I was kind of picky about the handles. It's like, I like the knife, but I don't like the handle. And you know, if I'm gonna buy an overly expensive knife, I want to be happy with all of it. Not just, oh, but this is an expensive knife from Japan, which is cool in itself. But I want to be happy with it. You know, I don't want to be like, but it's not that pretty, you know. I don't want to have that feeling when I take it out and use it. Yeah, but I'm so happy about the knives, man. No, but really. And it's kind of funny, because then the rest of the day, like, do I need to buy this? No, because I bought the knives, and it's like, the knives, they bring me joy. No, but you know the Japanese woman, I forgot her name. You know, does this item bring me joy? Does this item bring me joy? And it's like, yeah, these knives brought me joy. And it's like, nothing else can bring me that joy. So I don't need the other stuff, because it's kind of easy. And I think now, especially the last week, I had to really stop myself, because it's like, oh, it's the last week, let's just you know, like, yeah, let the money rain. It's like, no, stop. But it's so easy, because, oh, this is the last time I'm meant to see this again. It's like impulsive last minute buys. So I think that's dangerous. So I try to control myself. Yeah, I bought some gong cha, because it's only 1 week left, so I need to buy as much gong cha as I can. And yeah, and then last thing with the semla is that, vad heter det? yeah, it was one of my former students. She is Japanese, so she took a lesson with me and we talked, and then we have done this where she talks Japanese with me and then I talk Swedish with her for free. So it's, win-win. And she wrote to me randomly, it's like, oh, they have a Semla Shibuya, try it. And I was like, okay. So then I was like, oh wait, actually I am in Shibuya, so it should be around here. So then I found it. So that's also why I really wanted to buy it. Partly because I did miss semla-säsongen. Because in Sweden you're only allowed to eat it, well, allowed. The police will not, throw you into jail if you eat it any other month. But I think it's like February or something. It's not April, is it? Anyways, and you're not supposed to eat it out of that season because it's kind of wrong. But I missed semla season because I'm here. So it's like, oh, semla, of course I need to try, as a Swedish person. So when I came, she was like, and said, oh, we don't have the semla for another hour. Oh, please come back. I'm like, and then I, did shit. And then, oh, that was so embarrassing. Because I was gonna go find lunch, and then I mentioned that I found an Ichiran ramen place, and that was my favorite thing, one of my favorite things I've eaten here. So I really wanted to go back. Which is funny because the guy on the train, he's like, yeah, I don't like Ichiran, it's not that good. It's like, it's okay, but it's like, oh, how dare you say so? So it's funny how different it can be. But there was this staircase down, so I just put myself in line because like 5-6 people or something outside the door. It's like, yeah, and then I just heard something because I had my headphones on. But then I realized, okay, so someone is really trying something. So I was like, yes. And then there was this Ichigai ramen guy. He had the clothes and everything. He's like, no, the line is not over here. It's over there. And it's like, oh, fuck. Not that it was super long, but it was like 6 people there and there was like 10 people over there, and like estimated waiting time was 40 minutes. But I felt so embarrassed, like, oh no, I just cut in line as a stupid fucking foreigner. Just cut in line, just to like, yeah, I'm gonna stand here. And then when he talked to me, I didn't hear him because I had the headphones. I mean, I didn't know that he was addressing me specifically, or I heard a voice, but it took me a little while. So I was like, oh no, This is why people have social anxiety. No, so that was like, shameful. So that's why I didn't mention it in the short. I was too ashamed. But now I have some distance to it. It was yesterday. But yeah. And then when I came back to the semla place, I was just standing there because I'm like, they will probably recognize me. It's like, I'm so full of myself, but I'm a foreigner in Japan. Aren't we all? I mean, kind of. Because like, oh my god, I'm so special. I'm white. No, but I talked a little bit with her previously. So I just stood there, and then because it was 2 Japanese women, and I was like, I don't know which one I talked to, and they looked very similar, and I'm like, god damn it. But then the other one, not that they were just there where I was standing, kind of, but the other one, she looked at me like, semla, one semla. I'm like, yeah, that's me. Thank you. Thank you for remembering. And this is what feeds the white gaijin ego. Or any gaijin ego, I think. It's not that white, it's just that I'm not Asian. Let's put it like that. I'm not Chinese or Japanese or any other kind of niece. So I don't blend in. And then when people do that, it's you ordered one semla, because they remember, because I stand out. And this is what it feeds the ego, that I'm so special, everyone knows who I am. So stupid. But yeah, I forgot to talk about that. God damn it, I've been meaning to talk about it. I have it in my notes about the karaoke. At the karaoke night, I had my kofta. I don't know what blazer. I don't know what you call it. But anyway, it was warm, so I took it off. And then when I did that at the karaoke place with Kyoke and her father and her boss, both of them, not Kyoke but her father and the friend, they were like starting to commenting on something, and I was like, okay, what is it? Like, it was not like, oh, I'm stripping, it wasn't like that, and I didn't do it in like a fun strippy way. Does that make sense? I don't mean that in a dirty way, but sometimes like if I'm with my friend, if I'm with like Matilda, for example, like or my other best friend Ellie, you know, something. Sometimes if I take something up, I'm like, yeah, you like the, you know, just for fun, because obviously not. They're my friends, nothing else. But I didn't. Obviously, I didn't do that. And I just had my normal green dress. Yeah, it's over there. So it's not like I had my very pretty or very fancy dress. So it's like they can't have commented on the dress or not the way that I just took something off, and that would be kind of inappropriate as well. But so I didn't get it. But then both of them, they started like, you know, and I was like, they're commenting on the that I have muscles. I was like, thank you very much, sir. I was so goddamn happy. And you know, I've been doing my push-ups so fucking happily ever since that day. It's like, yeah, push-ups. Because I took it as a compliment, because it's very technically I haven't seen that many Japanese girls' arms. So I don't know if they are like buff or not, but generally not. They're just skinny. And I saw one person in one video say this, but he said that he's Japanese himself. But he said that it's not popular for Japanese girls to be buff or be working out, because if they have muscles, they are not seen as feminine or feminine anymore, and therefore they are seen as less attractive. So it's not really a thing in the same way. While in Sweden, like working out, like there's a gym in every fucking corner, man. It's like you cannot avoid the gym. It's like, yeah. Once again, all my girl friends, they are, you know, like either completely vegetarian or like half vegetarian. I'm kind of half vegetarian. I mean, I eat meat, I love the meat, but I try to eat much vegetarian as well, because it's good for the planet and for me, the body. And I also work out, and the same with my friends. All my girl friends, they think about that they work out, and they think about what they eat. It's like, it feels like a very Swedish thing, actually, to really care about your health and things like that. But no, just... But I thought it was so funny that they commented on it, and it's like super happy about it, because it's not a compliment I usually get. It's like, oh, you're so beautiful, or you have blue eyes. I mean, I hear that in Japan a lot. Not in Sweden. But yeah, I just thought it was so awesome. But yeah, what is it now? 7. So like a week left. I'm so happy. It's like a week left. Now it's a week left, I think, until I am on Swedish land. So that's so nice. Can't fucking wait. Oh god, yeah. Well, today's plan, I was planning to maybe go to Ikebukuro, but then I'm like, maybe I will do that tomorrow with the girls, because we didn't really have a plan. The Sakura is gonna be over, so I don't think we're gonna go to the Sakura place. We talked about it, but so first I actually just thought about staying inside, and because I'm so happy with my knives. I will never stop talking about the knives now. But I'm so happy with this. Like, I don't need to buy anything more. I don't need to go out, and it would actually be nice for me to stay inside and fix with videos and things like that. But yeah, why not do something? It's like, because first it felt nice to stay home, but then I was like, come on, I don't need to be out the entire day. So now I think it's like 9:30 something. I will go to that something kava. More in there somewhere. Anyways, but it's like I have lots of vintage clothing. So I'm thinking it's 30 minutes from here with the train, so that's like nice. So I'm thinking that I will go there, look for some clothes, maybe eat some lunch. I want to eat omurice because I have not done that yet. And I want to try to eat the oden, just because of One Piece, really. But I really want to try the oden. Which is funny because Oden, it's different depending on the seasons apparently. So it's not, oh, this is the dish, but it changes because of the season and probably then also where in Japan you are, because different things grow. But yeah, so I'm actually gonna go out and do something. Good for me.